I was just getting ready to drop a video about huh, something else, and then Ricca Cherry pops up out of nowhere. I love Ricca. I swear, if you've ever talked to her off of YouTube, she's the coolest motherfucker in the world. Anyway, she paid off a brand new truck at Snyder. So don't say it can't be done. She did it. She completed the lease. So, some people say, well, Josh will never complete his lease. Well, he could. I don't know if he can with. This is the thing about. Now, I'm saying this because I'm at a Russian company, and the company I drive for has W 2 and 401k, and they pay by the mile. And I'm motherfucking happy over here. But if you go to the wrong Russian company, you don't know what's going to happen because they might go out of business. So that's why I post on my community post about this lady from Ukraine, or she says she's partially from Ukraine. She claims 3 different countries, so I don't know which one she's from. Where she talks about the Russian companies may be having some problems because some of them, and I'm putting the emphasis on some of them, hire like 70 to 80% drivers from European backgrounds or countries that come here on work visas and on parole visas, all these different programs that have names that you'll never understand unless you start looking them up. But the reality is 70 to 80% of them speak no English. So she's predicting a lot of these companies that are leasing, 100 trucks, they might fall by the wayside. Now, I'm not saying that's the case in Josh's case. I'm just saying that when you go into a lease purchase program and they don't have an orthodox way of doing things, right? They could fall apart. If most of your drivers, if 80% of your drivers are non-English speaking people, what are you going to do? If you go through Oklahoma and then they demand your legal status or registration papers or your citizenship papers from even the country that you come from. Many people don't have those papers. That's why I thought that there's a possibility that the Oklahoma law would be declared unconstitutional because who walks around or there's some people who immigrate here that are not going to have those papers. They might not have a birth certificate or a declaration of citizenship from another country. They may have entered into a program coming here for asylum or some work visa, and they might not have shit but what America provided to them, which is a green card. So it's a scary thought to see somebody put in that environment. But anyway, shout out to the people that Ricca, I can't wait for your video to end because I wanna replay just a small little bitty itsy bitsy teeny weeny snippet. Matter of fact, let me go look. All right, well, snooze you lose. I recorded the first part, and I thought, and then at the end she said something very amazing, but I wasn't recording it at the time. I just repeat what she said since she's made the shit private. She said that she's an American citizen and that when you come here, you have to find your way. And I don't think people understand that. There are people that come here that don't currently have a path to citizenship. Let me say that again. There are undocumented people here that do not have a path to citizenship. So if you find during your time here that there is a way, a path for you to achieve citizenship, and you don't take it, I give two shits. And I'm I'm being honest about it. Ricca didn't come here. She applied for citizenship. She's a U.S. citizen. She's traveling around the world and ain't got to worry about a goddamn thing. She owns a brand new fucking truck. She completed her lease at Snyder, which is very hard to do. And I would suggest one of the reasons that she was able to do that is because at some point Snyder allows you to move the truck. So she went to another carrier. Even though I know the carrier, she said who it is, just in case she doesn't want to repeat it. I'm not going to say it. She took down a bunch of videos, so maybe she didn't want anybody to know. But she completed her lease through another carrier, and she was able to get into flatbed and then some other high-end freight. Do you know how hard that is to do? I don't think you understand. When you start going, okay, let's say you're into your dry van, your reefer, or your tanker, right? Then you got flatbed. And then you got specialized equipment. You got, oversized loads and RGNs and this types of things. When you enter into that category, there are laws in each state that you must follow. You must learn those laws as you go. And then you have to perfect your craft. You got to know what you must do. If you're overweight, you got to know what to do. If you're overlinked, you have to know what to do. If you need an escort, if you're over height, if you need to take a special route because of the length of what you're hauling. This is not easy to do. Andrew's ass hasn't even ventured into that fucking category. Now, that's the one thing. Andrew's done a lot of shit. He has not touched oversized loads because there's a lot to do. He ain't that smart. He's not that smart. Neither is goddamn, what her name? Coco doing all that bragging and shit. Ricca's in another category. Ricca Cherry is in a category all by her motherfucking self. She said, she took the time out during the end of her video. She says, now that I've given my update, does anyone else here have anybody want to update on any of their accomplishments lately? And there were crickets. Because who in the fuck can compete with finishing a lease to own on a brand new truck with a buyout? With a buyout at the end. They told her 1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000 individuals completed. 1 in 1,000. So, shout out to Ricca. Wish nothing but the best for you. And I most definitely am happy to hear that you're doing great. And yeah, I gave, man, I hope Calvin didn't, you know what? I need to text Calvin right quick, tell him what I did. But look, I'm happy for you, and that's all I got to say. That's a real American. Ricca Cherry.